In this video, we're going to talk about the sensor plate family of swing catalysts. What I have in my hand right now is our balance plate. It has over 2,048 sensors on the plate. We do have a mat. This mat has no purpose other than just holding a little bit of friction and protecting the plate a little bit. I do get a lot of questions in regards to the plate, in regards to the size. It is 40 inches by 20 inches. Again, 2,048 sensors on it. It weighs about 15 pounds. It's 1 inch thick, and the reason why we have it 1 inch thick is that all the sensors are encased in this hard plastic, so it's protected. It comes with a 2-year warranty. But how people use it, they could take it outside and use it that way. You can actually, if you have artificial turf, again, it's the same height. You can butt it right up against artificial turf. Otherwise, I have it here where you could actually go and recess it right in the turf that way. So that's the balance plate. Do you want to talk about what it does?
Sure. And so this gives us all our pressure information. So this is going to give us the center of pressure within each foot. It's going to give us the heat map of where the pressure is under your foot, so you can see if people are getting the outside of the foot or all into the toe or all into the heel. It's going to connect the two centers of pressures of each foot to give you that line that's either going to point to the right or the left. That line that we know is highly correlated with swing direction if we get that line pointed in a certain way late in the swing. It's also going to give you a calculation of vertical force. So one of our 3 main ground reaction forces, it'll calculate that and give you an estimate of vertical ground reaction force. And it's also going to give you your stance width. So it gives you a lot of really important information that you can use to track your golfers and how they're using the ground.
Yep, then the next family member is our 3D motion plate. We like to call it just a motion plate today. It has 3D characteristics, which Scott will mention here shortly. The plate itself has the balance plate, which is actually this plate, right on top of a force plate. So we actually lock it together. So not only do you get the balance plate information, but you also receive the force plate information, which Scott will talk about. The nice thing about owning the balance plate first is that you can start with this, work with this plate, and then upgrade by buying just the force plate itself and lock them together. So I know this is a little bit larger purchase right away, but you can separate a little bit by buying the balance plate first and then the force plate second. So Scott, what does this plate do?
So this plate is a 3D force plate underneath here. So it's going to give us all the the same information off our balance plate. So we're still going to get the heat map, center of pressure in each foot, the line, the stance width, all that stuff is going to come. But now with this, we're going to get the combined vertical force pushing down on the plate. And this isn't calculated, this is measured. So it's a measured vertical force of what both of our feet are doing to the plate combined. Then we're going to get our side-to-side shearing forces, so towards and away from the target. And then we're going to get our side-to-side shearing forces towards and away from the ball, which we call our toe-heel shearing forces. And then we're going to get our torque, so how we're trying to spin that plate with our feet. So that gives us pretty much all 3 of our main ground reaction forces. So the side-to-side ground reaction force, or the horizontal ground reaction force, the torque or the twisting force, and then the vertical force. So this tells us what combined each of our feet are doing to the ground. So we don't know what the right or left foot is doing individually. We just know combined, this is the horizontal force, this is the torque, and this is the vertical. If we wanted to know what each foot individually is doing, we need our Cadillac product over here.
Wait on that one, don't
Okay.
want to spoil it yet.
Spoil it.
But I just want to mention that with all of our plates, they're USB connections. So with the balance plate, it's a USB mini into a regular USB-A connection. With this one, it is 2 USB cables. It's a USB-B connection to a standard USB-A, along with the mini with the USB-A. You notice the height of this. This is about almost 3.5 inches in height in total. We have an airplane flying over us here, so sorry about the noise. But with this combination, some people will recess this into the concrete or into their platform. You want to recess it almost 2.5 inches, it's 2 3/8 to be exact, but there are feet under this that you can adjust. So there are some adjustments to fine tune the plate to make it exactly level. And again, you want to recess the force plate under, either on a platform or under the concrete, and then the balance plate will be the same height as artificial turf, which now Scott mentions is our new product, is our dual motion plate system. And what we have here is a platform. So again, the platform is easy to put together. We recommend the platform, it's very easy to set up. And what it is basically the same information, or Scott will get into the information in regards to what it does. But again, it is 2 separate plates. Again, 2 balance plates on top of 2 force plates. and you can see they're held together with a bracket. And what you can see here is you see it within a platform, which is very easy to put over, all recessed in. In the software, you can, if you hit for left-hander, it will switch, rotate, so you do not have to move the plate. Same with the motion plate, or really any of our plates. You can rotate it within the software, so you can keep it all in one spot. So Scott, what does this one do?
So now we can see what each individual foot is doing. So now my right foot is on a completely different plate than my left foot. So I'm not seeing the combined forces. I do see the combined forces, so I get all the same information. So I can combine the total of what my right foot and left foot is doing and get you the exact same information that we got on the single plate. But now I can break it down. So if I'm producing a horizontal force, I can see how much I'm pushing off my right foot and how much I'm pulling off my left foot to create that force that's kind of driving me towards the target. We're also going to see the toe heel shearing forces. These are the ones that are super important in creating torque or rotation. The problem with the toe heel shearing forces on the single plate is, in a lot of times in the golf swing, my right foot is pulling in one direction, my left foot is pushing in the opposite direction. They kind of cancel each other out, so we don't see them on the single plate. But on these dual plates, we can actually see the contributions of each foot in producing that torque or that force couple that allows us to rotate. We also get to see the twisting forces of the foot on the ground. So you'll see a lot of long drive people, you'll see their heel kind of move one way or the other. They start twisting their foot on the ground. That's something we're learning a lot more about now in terms of creating torque and how that fits into the equation. We can now measure it with our dual motion plates. And we'll also be able to see with vertical forces. A lot of people assume that most of the vertical force is going to come from your left foot, but we're finding a lot of people are pushing vertically with their right foot as well. And so determining where those forces are coming from is going to really help us to dial in the mechanics of how each golfer uses the ground.
So that is a little bit of the sensor plate family that we do have. If you want to learn more about this, you can go on our website under Learn. We do have this information under, or learn more from our certification course, which is our level 1 course. You can also look and purchase the level 2 course, which is online, and you can come to a facility like we're having today. Do keep an eye on our event page in regards to events where you can come and actually hit and have a practical session on this. Anything else to know?
I think it's really important to note that these products kind of build on each other. So you get all the same information you get from the balance plate on the other 2 plates as well. And then you add more information as you move up the chain of our different products. And so once you get comfortable with one product, upgrading to the next one adds a whole bunch more information. As you get comfortable with that, you can upgrade and add a whole bunch more information. So you can start at a very low level, and that's what our level 1 covers, just the balance plate. Level 2 covers our single plate. We haven't put together an education program on the dual plates, but that will be coming soon.
Yep, and finally, as we are a software company and not a sensor plate company, our plates do come from partnering manufacturers. One is Burtech. Burtech creates our force plates. They come out of Columbus, Ohio, and it's string gauge technology, so it's very important in regards to the feet, which we also believe is important in all sports, that it comes from the ground up. And our balance plates come from a company called Sensor Edge in New Jersey. So it's all US made, and the company of the software company Swing Catalyst is in Norway, Trondheim, Norway. And finally, since we are a software company, if you have a body track or a V1 mat, they can also connect to our software, and you can use the body track mat or even V1 mat as a sensor plate to start out with. So if you have any questions, feel free to email us at contact@swingcatalyst.com or reach out to one of your sales reps. Thanks for listening.